Alright, so this is the video for 2.1 homework solutions. Just a reminder, when you are checking your answers, make sure you're doing it in a different color than your original assignment. And if you got the answer correct, you just put a check mark next to each one. If you got it incorrect, make sure you're writing the correct answer. So for number 1, list the domain and range of the relation. So the domain are your x values. So in our domain, we have this little squiggly to denote that we have a set, and then our x values are always the first one in each pair. So we have 3, 4, 0, 4, and 3. And if anything repeats, you don't write it twice. So we have 3, 4, 0, 4 repeats, we don't have to write it again, and 3 repeats, we don't have to write it again. So these are our 3 numbers in our domain, and then we're going to do the same thing for range. But range is our y values, so the second number in each pair. So we have 2, -2, 4, -2, 1, and 2. So in here we have -2, 4, -2 repeats, so we don't write it again, 1, and 2. And then we do the same thing for number 2. For our domain, it's all of our x values. So we have 0, 4, -3, -4. Nothing's repeating here, so we just list them all. 0, 4, -3, -4. So next, let's find the range. The range is our y values, so we have 4, 0, -4, -3. Nothing's repeating, so we just list them all. 4, 0, -4, -3. Number 3, determine whether the relation is a function. So something is not a function if one x value leads to 2 different y values. So we always want to check and see if our x value repeats, and then see if we have different y values for it. So looking at our x's, we have 3, -9, 3, -4, and 11. So we see that 3 does repeat here and here. So 3 has the y value of -8, and it also has the y value of 2. So since our x repeats, this would be not a function. For number 4, determine whether the relation is a function. Again, we do the same thing. See if any x values repeat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0. Nothing repeats, so this is a function. Yes, a function. So we can move down to 17 now. Evaluate each function for the given value of x and write the input x and output as an ordered pair. So we just take what x is equal to and plug it in. So we're finding f of 4. So I'm plugging in 4 for my x. So 17 times 4 plus 3. 17 times 4 would be 68, and 68 plus 3 is 71. So my x value was 4, so that's my first number in my coordinate pair, and then my y value that I get, my output, is 71. So my coordinate pair would be 4, 71. For 19, we're doing the same thing. We're finding f of 9. So I need to plug 9 into my x. So 2 times 9 minus 33. 2 times 9 is 18. And 18 minus 33 would be -15. So I plugged in 9 and got -15. So that is my coordinate pair. For 21, I'm doing the same thing. So I'm plugging in 3 for x, because it tells me to here. So I have 7 over 3 times 3 minus 9. 7 divided by 3 times 3. If we have 3 over 1, we could think of it this way. We're multiplying 7 times 3 on the top and 3 times 1 on the bottom. This would give us 21 over 3. And we know 21 over 3
simplifies to 7. So this would be 7 minus 9. And 7 minus 9 is negative 2. So I plugged in 3 for x and got negative 2 as my output, so that's my y. And then last one like this, 23, I'm plugging in negative 11, so 11 times negative 11 minus 11. 11 times negative 11 would be negative 121, minus 11 would be negative 132. So I plugged in negative 11, my output is negative 132, so that's my y. Alright, let's take a look at the top up here. So 14. Use the vertical line test to determine whether each graph represents a function. Vertical line test, we just draw a vertical line through our graph. If it touches the graph at 2 points, then it would be not a function. So for 15, I could draw a vertical line anywhere here, and I can't get it to touch 2 points. So if I take my pencil, hover it over my graph, it'll never touch 2 points on this graph. So this would be a function. It passes the vertical line test, so it is a function. 16, same thing. If I take my pencil, hover it over, if I draw a line, vertical line anywhere on this graph, it'll only ever touch at 1 point, so this is a function. All right, let's look at number 10. Determine whether each relation is a function. So we said we can't have 2 different y values for one x value. So we can't have 2 arrows coming out of an x for these. So looking at number 10, I have 2 arrows coming out of 11, so this would be not a function. For 11, looking at my x's, I don't have 2 arrows coming out of one number, so this would be a function. 12, I have 2 arrows coming out of 1 here, so this would be not a function. For 13, we're doing the same thing, but it's just not written as domain and range. It's written as like our x and y coordinate pair, so we just have to make sure that we don't have any x values repeating. So I have 3, 11, 21, 34, 23. None of these numbers repeat, so this would be a function. Alright, so that's it for 2.1 homework. Remember that you have to check your work for your homework and turn in the solutions with the corrections on top of it. So the homework's going to be graded on accuracy and your ability to follow the instructions. So just make sure you check out Canvas if you have any questions on what you need to do, because it explains it all there.